27, 2011. I'm Sarah Holly with your news for the day. Spiritual Renewal Day will be upon us once again this year on Wednesday, February 2nd. Each year, the students and faculty use this day to focus and reflect on our faith and relationship with God. This year, Kyle Bird from Family Life Ministries will be speaking, and as always, there will be a CareNet diaper drive competition between grades. Last year, Northland raised over 30,000 diapers for local families. Let's see if we can top that this year. For those of you participating, don't forget that the Academic TAPS District Competition will be this Saturday, January 29th at Fort Bend Baptist Academy. You need to be at the school and ready to go by either 6:30 a.m. if in first block or at 9 if you are in any of the other blocks. Get your last bit of studying in before then. Good luck to all that are participating. For those of you who are going to prom this year, you will need to know that the date has changed. For more information on that, here's Ms. Cano.
Juniors and seniors of Northland's Christian School, dancers galore, partiers too. Prom has been officially changed from Friday, April 15th to the ever wonderful, famous, and amazing day of Saturday, April 16th. Don't forget, don't be there early, we won't be there. Plan on it, April 16th. Prom!
An extensive effort was made to find an appropriate venue that met both senior budget and theme requirements, and a match was finally found. A night at Monte Carlo will be held at La Tranquilla Ranch on Saturday, April 16th. Start shopping for those dresses, it'll be here before you know it. In some distressing news, a few weeks ago, Northland Christian School experienced a lightning strike that hit Building 1. Unfortunately, all of the school's electronic servers for the internet and network are centralized there. As a result, the entire school was more or less without internet for the past week. This caused stress amongst the students and faculty. Fortunately, as of Monday, the internet has been restored and the people rejoiced. This weekend may be a bit chilly, but for more information on that, here is Armani Cassell.
Hello, this is your weekend weather forecast provided by the National Weather Service. For Friday afternoon, expect a high in the upper 60s with clear skies. By Saturday morning, expect temperatures in the mid-40s with a high in the upper 60s and partly cloudy skies. By Sunday morning, expect a high in the low 50s with a 60% chance of rain and a high in the upper 60s. An incoming cold front will be arriving by the beginning of next week, providing cooler temperatures by Monday. Until then, keep your eyes on the sky.
Thanks, Armani. There was a National Honor Society ceremony held at NCS Secondary Campus this past Monday. A total of 38 sophomores, juniors, and seniors were inducted into the NCS chapter of the National Honor Society. Congratulations to those inducted. Interviews were held this past Monday with several senior girls to decide who will be the winner of the Cypress Woodlands Junior Forum Scholarship Award. The award is given to students who have demonstrated good service to the community. Seniors Taylor Brown and Kaylee Massey recount their experience.
I talk about what I did for my service hours and how they applied to my life.
And the work.
We talked about my mission trip.
I performed a church service at a nursing home with my church.
In an effort to increase efficiency in Bible classrooms, Mr. Taglin is now requiring students to bring Bibles to leave in the classroom. This, however, has sparked much opposition, and the rule was bent to allow students to take their Bibles home and risk the consequences. Please, students, bring your Bibles to class. This is a call to all up-and-coming artists. Come join the Middle School Art Club starting February 2nd, 2011. The club will meet every Wednesday from 3:30 to 5 in room 704. Students will have the opportunity to pursue their interest in art outside of the classroom and have fun. All interested, please stop by and see Mrs. Henson in 704 to sign up. Now it's time for Today in History. Today in 1888, the National Geographic Society was founded in Washington, D.C. for the increase in diffusion of geographical knowledge. The 33 men who originally met and formed the National Geographic Society were a diverse group of geographers, explorers, teachers, lawyers, cartographers, military officers, and financiers. Today, their magazine is recognized around the world. As always, Northland has a lot of sports happenings. Mary Bree has more.
Hi, I'm Mary Bree with your Northland Sports. Do you love baseball, but you love cheerleading too? If you do, then Diamond Dolls may be for you. Diamond Dolls are for girls to cheer at the baseball games. If there are any girls interested in being a Diamond Doll, or if you have any questions, please email Darlene Diaz, and please do it ASAP so they may order their shirts. For basketball, the varsity boys had a game against Pope John the 23rd, but lost sadly with the score of 55-59. Also, the varsity boys had a game against Emory and won with the score of 56-50. For upcoming basketball games, the JV varsity boys and varsity have a game. The JV boys are at 4:30 and the varsity boys are at 7:30. For the girls have a game against Lutheran North at 6. Also, the girls have a game at 6 o'clock against Lutheran North on February the 1st and have a game against Westbury Christian February 3rd at 6. For soccer, Thursday, January 27th, they have a game against Westbury Christian, and that's their last official game until the district playoffs, which are on February 5th. For tennis, the first tennis practice is on February 7th, and the first tennis match is on February 25th. Last week, we talked about the +1 slogan for the football team. Armani Cassell gets the opportunity to get an interview with the football head coach, Coach Nelson, elaborating the slogan.
+1.
I've always kind of been enamored with the verse, Matthew 5:41. It says, if somebody forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. So that's kind of where the idea was born. But there's actually more to it than that.
And where do you want to go with the +1? Where do you want to implement it?
Well, I just want young men to know that everything that you have is sometimes not enough. You've got to do a little extra. That was Jesus' way. The minimum is not what you strive for. You always want to strive for the maximum. So the whole +1 thing comes from 3 verses in the Bible. One being God is the one. With effort, like Jesus said, the +1, go 1 more mile. And then,
all middle school basketball players, please return.
Don't you love the announcements?
Only high school basketball should be out at this time. Thank
and then that he said, everything you do for one of the least of these, you do for me. So +1 basically means with God, with effort, for others.
Would you describe it as a philosophy or a creed or a mantra, or how would you describe +1?
I mean, I guess for our football team, it'll be a mantra. But to me, it's pretty much the idea of the Christian way of life. You do everything with God, with effort, for others. So I'm just taking a biblical principle and applying it to our football team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The state swim meet is coming up on February 4th. Rebecca Whistler is going to be representing Northland. Here's Rebecca with more info.
Today we have Rebecca from the swim team, and we're going to ask you a couple questions. Rebecca, how do you think you're going to do in the state swim meet?
I think I'm going to do pretty good. I'm actually aiming for first place in my butterfly.
And where is the state meet exactly?
San Antonio.
If anyone is interested in participating in high school track, they need to see Coach Norwood during lunch. Practice will begin on Monday, January 31st. Now to Sarah.
Thanks, Mary Bree. Over the past few months, the PTO has been holding fundraisers that required student participation. Each student that raised at least $100 through various fundraising opportunities, including Sally Foster, entertainment books, and cookie sales, were given a week of spirit wear. A total of 40 students achieved this feat. Congratulations to the students and the PTO for a successful fundraiser. It is now time for the Teacher Fact of the Week.
Teacher of the Week!
Did you know that Mrs. Wheatstruck was the valedictorian of her high school? She achieved this by finishing her senior year with a 4.0 GPA. And finally, the students that have lunch duty next week are Zach Hauster, Island Hooker, Blair Love, and Meredith Mercer. For those who don't have lunch duty, let's do our best to make their job easier. That's all for this week's news. Have a great weekend.
Physiology.